Hello again, boys and girls. It's time for math. All right, so we are on lesson 12.3, page 517. Okay, looks like this. Now, for this page, it says which objects in the classroom, you're going to use objects in your home, are about 1 inch, about 1 foot, or about 1 yard long. Show these objects below. So you're going to draw a picture of each of those objects. A yard is about the length of a baseball bat, remember? So come up with objects that are about as long as 1 inch, 1 foot, and 1 yard, and draw them in the boxes. Okay? Now pause your video while you do that. Okay? Now, hopefully that's complete and you're going to listen to the lesson on the top of the page. You can use a ruler to measure length, just as it shows it's measuring a paper clip. The paper clip is about 1 inch. The book is about 1 foot. 1 foot is 12 inches long. You can use a yardstick to measure length too. The bat is about 1 yard. A yardstick is 3 feet or 36 inches long. You can use a measuring tape to measure inches, feet, or yards. So that one can do it all. All right, now on the bottom of this page, you have convince me. It says, would you measure the length of the school building in inches or yards, and why? So which are you going to use, inches or yards? And why would you use those? So think about if you're measuring a whole school building, you want to use the biggest source of our tool for measurement possible, okay? All right, now pause while you finish that one, and then we'll look at 1, 2, and 3. On 1, 2, and 3, they have pictures of these objects. They want you to match each object with the reasonable estimate of its length. So is the hammer about 1 yard, about 1 inch, or about 1 foot? Is a paper clip about 1 yard, about 1 inch, or about 1 foot? And then finally, the length of the window. Is that 1 yard, 1 inch, or 1 foot? Draw lines to connect them. We should know that paper clip, right? We've talked about that one a lot. Okay. Now, once that is done, you can pause it if it's not done yet, we're going to look at 4, 5, and 6. So these are some things that you're going to measure in your house. You do have your ruler to use for these things. So the first one is a pencil. You're going to estimate, so that means you make your best guess as to how many inches it is, and then you're going to measure it. And then you're going to tell how you measured it. Now, unless you have a yardstick at home, you'll have to use ruler for the tool on all of these. So for the first one, do your pencil. For the next one, you're going to measure a table. Find about how many feet it is. Now you're going to use the whole ruler and each time count a foot, okay, as you move the ruler along. And then measure how many feet it is, right, after you make your estimate, and then tell the tool, which again is probably ruler. And then on the bottom one, you're going to do the same thing with yards. In order to measure a yard, if you don't have a yardstick, you have to use your ruler 3 times, and that counts as 1. Okay? So every time you measure 3 feet, that's 1 yard. And you're going to measure the length of a door. Okay, so you can pause so you can get all of those done. Again, you probably use ruler for a tool on all of those. Okay, once 4, 5, and 6 are done, we're going to look at 7. It says, explain how you could use a foot ruler to measure the length of a room in feet. So how would you use the ruler going from one side of the room to the other to measure how long the room is? Teach the steps, right? Like you're teaching a first grader how to measure something. How would you do that? Okay, once you've paused and finished that up, we're going to look at the back. We're now on page 520. Okay, now you can see on the back page, we're only doing 2 questions, all right? We crossed out number 9 and we crossed out number 10. Okay, so cross those 2 out. We're only going to do 8 and 11 on the back. Okay, so number 8 says, circle the real object that is about 4 feet in length. So if you were looking at the real thing, would a car, a screw, a bike, or a pumpkin be about 4 feet long? Okay, once you've done that, remember we're crossing out 9 and 10, and you're going to look at number 11. John sets 2 of the same real objects next to each other. Together, they have a length of about 4 feet. Which is the object John uses? All right, so he picked, let's see, 2 of the same thing. So he's using 2 of these things. Okay, he's either using 2 math books, 2 baseballs, 2 desks, or 2 pens. What one of these things could be put together with another one of itself to equal 4 feet? Okay, you've got 2 of them together. Which one would equal 4 feet? All right, guys, you stayed with me. You are all done with math today. I hope that you're getting really good at measuring. Have a good day.